Welcome to Court Explainer. Over this weekend, we are still dealing with Chapter 300 of the laws of Kenya. We are dealing with the powers of the Land Registrar, the powers of the surveyor, and now your land. Now we are dealing with the question of boundaries, boundary disputes. How can a dispute about boundaries be resolved? What are the powers of the Land Registrar whenever there is a dispute about boundaries? 2, how can you alter the boundaries of your land? For example, you have bought a parcel of land, you buy another one, For example, you get an old mama who has kids going to school, wanakupa miguu tatu. Next time the kid is chased, they add you some portion of land. The next time you add a portion of land. All these land at the end of it is yours. Each has a boundary. How do you amalgamate all these boundaries together? The diaspora people, you have bought land. The boundary was here. You have gone for 10 years. The day you come, you find the boundary has been moved. Kidogo. The portion that you took is a half. Still in the village. Yes, the guy is in Nairobi here. You never go to the village every other time. When you go to the village, you find your neighbor has encroached on land. The term being encroachment of land. You take a panga and start fighting your neighbor. How do the Land Act provide for solutions on those issues of land? You want your brothers said, I want to move from here, go to the other side. We swap the land. How does the law deal with those questions that are there? Section 16 allows the registrar to alter boundaries. A dispute has arisen. Probably you inherited land that had a boundaries ilikuwa kombo. You want it straightened. The registrar under section 16 will call for a dispute resolution. These matters of boundary rarely go to court. And listen to me. The law says whenever the boundary of a dispute arises, if you go to court, the courts will send you to the Land Registrar. Courts don't deal with boundary disputes. The report from the Land Registrar and the surveyor will be taken to court to be adopted. So that is why I'm saying the Land Registrar is a very powerful office on matters land. So the dispute will be heard. The Land Registrar will get people called the surveyors. The disputants, that's one side and one side, will be there. The area chief will provide for the logistics at your cost. Remember we said that. The Land Registrar will now alter the boundaries. After the Land Registrar and surveyor have altered the boundaries, the new boundaries will be registered in the Land Registry as the new boundaries. And those boundaries now move to be called further surveying has been done. New boundaries will be registered in accordance with section 20 of the Act. Then those boundaries will be called fixed boundaries as provided for in section 19. It is a crime to alter a fixed boundary. Any boundary that has been fixed by the Land Registrar, any boundary that has been fixed by the Land Registrar in conjunction with the surveyor, it is called a fixed boundary. And if anybody is found to interfere with a fixed boundary, it forms a criminal offense. Under Section 20, it is the duty of you watching court helicopter to maintain that boundary. It is not the duty of the Land Registrar. It is not the duty of the surveyor. The beacons that have been put there, you cannot interfere with them. So, somebody comes and says, no, this land anangwas those beacons. It is a criminal offense to remove beacons that have been put on a fixed boundary. That is provided for in Section 20. Anybody who interferes is penalized in Section 21. Many of us have interfered with boundaries because we don't agree with the way the boundary has been put. I want to read in verbatim what you are saying. Any person who defaces ni kuharibu, removes, injures, or otherwise impairs a boundary feature, those beacons, or any part of it, unless authorized to do so by the registrar, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or to a fine not exceeding 200,000 shillings or both. Do you know now, if you interfere with a boundary, you're likely to go in, if convicted, for a maximum of 2 years or to a fine of not less than 200,000 shillings. 2, it says, any person convicted of an offense under this, whether or not any penalty is imposed upon the person, is liable to pay the cost of restoring the boundary features, and the cost shall be recoverable as a civil debt by any person who is responsible under this section. So the law moves further to say you will go in for 2 years or a fine of 200,000, but you will incur the cost to return the boundary to where it was. Get it? That is restorative costs. You must meet the costs. So if you destroy a boundary, and I'm warning Kenyans, we are going to December holidays. You'll go home and find the boundary. You'll uproot those beacons. You'll destroy the beacons. You'll destroy the cactus trees that have made the boundary, and you'll be arrested. You will have to meet those costs. That is how bad it is to interfere with a boundary that has been put into together. Lastly, the issue about combinations of subdivisions. Do you have several parcels of land with several title deeds? Section 22 allows you to combine all the subdivisions together and get one title deed. There's no need to have 20 title deeds in your house and the lands are together. Those lands, so long as the boundaries are one, they will be combined together. Then Section 23 talks about repurcellation. Repurcellation means you want the parcels that you have to be given new numbers. You have divided land and you want them parcels so that there are several parcels out of it. Either they join or each stands by itself. That one the registrar can do under Section 23 of the that act. Lastly, what is the effect of registration? We'll deal with that one in the next episode. We have been dealing a lot that the land must be registered. Now that the land is registered officially, what is the effect of that registration? Wakili Danstan Omari, looking ahead to see you in the next episode as you listen to the question of land. Court Helicopter News, thank you very much for that episode.